So welcome once again to World Academy. World Academy is one of the leading professional certification and education institute in United Kingdom, and we are operating globally. Right now, our presence is in 65 countries. Our motto is shaping expertise, nurturing ambitions, and elevate your potential. So World Academy is always beside professional for developing their competencies to fit for the next generation world. We are ISO certified organization. We do have a couple of ISO certification in different areas, including quality management system or the learning industry management system, everything. Our impact in the global landscape, our presence, as I told, is 65 countries, and the number is counting on every time, every days or every month. And we have a significant growth in last 2 years time, and we covered 35 countries in the last 2 years time. 200 plus programs we do have, starting from academic to certified, the professional one as well. We are cooperating with a couple of companies across the globe. We have our alumni size is 30,000 plus professionals from 65 countries in the world. So a big number of alumni are working in different industries in different countries. 132 instructors are working with us in different countries, from different countries, having a corporate experience. It is not only the education expert, it is the people who have expertise in the corporate worlds, and they are sharing their experience and expertise with you. 30% of our alumni are working in the C-suite level, and there is a 95% course completion rate at the first attempt. Why it is a right choice for us? Because we do have 150 certified programs which are fully focusing on the corporates. 30 plus master's level program. These are also for experienced professionals, and 40 diploma level programs, 20 free workshops we have done so far in 2024 as a CSR activities. We do have scholarships available for our master's and MBA programs. We have our user-friendly learning management system, so that anywhere, anytime, that is the concept for learning LMS. And credential badge is recognized by credly.com. So you know that Credly is one of the largest digital badge issuer organization, and the Credly is a concern of Pearson Education Group. So our digital badge is also issued by Credly. That is our global affiliation, how we are being accepted, how we are working, where in collaboration with whom. So we are the accredited institute by NQL. NQL is one of the prominent ProfQual regulated awarding body in United Kingdom. Also, we are affiliated with MOCN, that is also an ProfQual regulated awarding body in United Kingdom. We are the member of American Accreditation Association, approved center by Cambridge Academy of Professional, which is a professional certification institute. Certification awarding organization in United Kingdom. And this course, CIMP, is also being validated by Cambridge Academy of Professional UK. We are also approved center by ProfQual UK, which is a certification awarding body in United Kingdom for higher education. ProfQual is a higher education certification awarding body. Approved center by Board of HR Certification, that is also from UK, and that is the HR Certification Institute. We are also approved provider of HRCI, SHRM, and HET. These three are the very giant HR Certification Institute in US. So we are also working with them, affiliated with them. One of the very prestigious recognition for World Academy is we are academically aligned institute. We have one postgraduate diploma program in HRM that is being validated by SHRM. You know, SHRM is the largest HR society in the world, and they recognized our PGD HRM course as master's level. Usually they recognize this designation or this professional recognition like academically aligned institute to 2000 universities, and we are the one and only institute in the world who got this recognition from SHRM. We are the accredited institute by International Professional Accreditation Council, which is a Singapore-based organization. We are also member for CPD Group, and we are partnering with Singapore Training and Development Association. And we do have two organizations. One is KPA Specialist, another is English Academy. So these are our global affiliation. We are working globally with very, very giant organizations in association with them for our different certification programs. That is the course, Certified Investment Management Professional, validated by Cambridge Academy of Professional UK. So it's a joint certification from Cambridge Academy and World Academy. That is the digital badge you will be receiving from Credly after successful completion of the program, which will be verifiable through the Credly. And this is the sample certificate you will be receiving after successful completion, issued jointly with Cambridge Academy and World Academy. So you see here, that is a professional credential. That is not a training program. It is a professional credential. You can write this professional designation, Certified Investment Management Professional or CIMP, beside your name. And the features for this program, there will be 4 months duration altogether. Within 4 months, we can complete practical focused modules. There will be live classes through Zoom like today. And every Sunday, there will be classes, 2 to 4 p.m. GMT or UTC. I mean, the time we have started today, the same time all the classes will be starting. Online exam, video tutorial, you will get the class recording, and also free books and materials. You will get books and materials free at cost. Live interaction you can do through the learning management system and live chat support as well. Why our CIMP program? It is a job-oriented learning. So all the modules, all the discussions, all the cases have been developed in line with the jobs that a person or the role will be doing day to day in their work life. Focus on the competency framework. You will learn a couple of competencies on a module wise for developing yourself to fit for the markets. Extensive practice, there will be different practices, the exercises, etc. will be during this course. Some exercise will be there. You will be equipped with tools and formats, couple of tools and formats which will be required for this. Those we will be providing also. Online live sessions and global resource. Our resource person from India, he will introduce himself as well, and he will also talk about the course insights. How the course will be administered, there will be 12 modules, 12 sessions, 24 hours instructor-led engagement, and 1 session per week, total 3 in-course assignment. You need to submit 3 in-course assignment and 1 final exam, and there will be 1 capstone project. That means the final assignment. So that is how the course will be administered. These are the modules, total 12 modules. I'm not going through this. Mr. Sunny will talk on these modules. How the assessment will be done? There will be 50 multiple choice question for the final exam. So this 50 multiple choice question, you need to answer within 60 minutes time. So total marks is 100, passing marks is 70%. And apart from this, there will be pre-course assignment, which is not connecting with the learning, the assessment. It is only for the learning purpose. There will be 3 in-course assignment. Each assignment contains 100 marks. Passing marks is 70%. And there will be 1 capstone project, which is the final exam, final assignment. It contains 300 marks and passing marks is 70%. You need to qualify separately for qualifying for this credential. So that is the assessment framework. In-course assignment 3, total 300 marks. Capstone project 300 and final exam 100. There will be review and question answer in every part. Capstone project, as I told earlier, class recording will be provided. And for the final exam, there will be a makeup exam as well. So if anyone, for any reason, could not attend or could not qualify in the attempt, they will get the second attempt free at cost. Third onwards, they need to pay the exam fees, which is $15, $15. Class material we will be sharing within 1 day or hardly 2 days time. Class notification you will be received through WhatsApp group. Sometimes if trainer having any kinds of emergency issues, we need to reschedule the class, but it will be on the next week, not any other day. So class will be on only on Sunday. So if for any reason we need to postpone any class, that will be rescheduled on the other week. And material will be shared through the learning management system. And during the class, attendance will be recorded. So you need to use your full name so system can detect your attendance as well. And electronic certificate or digital badge both will be shared within 1 to 2 weeks time. I mean 7 to 10 days, 10 working days. And printed certificate will be sharing through the courier guaranteed post 4 times in a year. So after successful completion, the available first slot will be assigned for your certificate sending. So there are 4 phases in the course. Phase 1 is the pre-course assignment. You will get your pre-course assignment tomorrow itself. And then phase 2 is attending the regular courses. Phase 3 is the final assigned assessment and final exam. Phase 4 is the certification. And one notification, today is the orientation. The class will be starting on 15, right? Or 14?
15, sir.
15.
June.
15th of June. The first class will be on 15th of June because of, that the next week there will be, the Eid holiday is coming, so that the different sessions will be off. So you will be getting the first session on 15th of June. So our humble submission to all of you, if you feel that the course is really worthy for the professional, you can communicate through your network, so that you can get your friends as well be aware about this program. And meanwhile, you will get some study material in your portal for self-study. So that's about our introductory part. So I'm going to hand over to our resource person for discussing about the course modules and insights of this course.
Thank you, Rupak ji, for taking all the candidates through the course. And I welcome all of you, one and all, to this wonderful course which has been designed specifically for working professionals, CIMP. Please allow me to share my screen, and I'll take you through what all are we going to learn and what are the outcomes that you can expect from this course. Okay, I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. So the course, Certified Investment Management Program, so a very thoroughly designed, application-oriented and job-oriented course designed by World Academy, along with me as a facilitator. So just to give you a brief about myself, my name is Sunny Sabarwal. I hail from New Delhi, India. I'm a global financial trainer. I'm a credit risk and corporate finance professional. I have worked around 18 years of my career in banks, in investment management, in financial lending, in credit risk, credit rating, infrastructure consulting, project financing. Some of the companies which I have worked in are the leading national and international corporates in the world. I'm also a faculty at reputed institutes in India, including IIMs and IITs. My views have been published by leading national and international media also. The passion that I have is basically first to, convert all the information that we have in the books or available on the internet to make it very user-friendly, to make it transpire into each and every participant or trainee here. So how we can make it more easily assimilable so that you understand them and you are able to apply them when you are there tomorrow on the jobs. Okay, so you don't feel a major difference between what you have learned in the course as well as what you are going to do on your jobs. Also, I've been part of various capacity development initiatives in South Asia, in Nepal, in basically Kathmandu, in Philippines, and in some places in Africa. So enough about me. I would now like to tell you what exactly do you expect from this course. So this is not a course just to become a trader, where you are just looking at candlesticks or some indicators, or not of a financial analyst only, again, where you are just looking at the balance sheets and valuation ratios. What we are trying to make you here is to make you a thinking investor. So someone who has a entire picture in mind when they are looking at the markets. Okay, so US debt has increased. What is the impact going to be on the global economy? China has raised tariffs. So what will be the impact on the markets? Japanese inflation is increasing. What is the impact on the market? Startups are now becoming unicorns. And unicorns are getting public issues. They are going for IPOs. What does that mean? taxes are being raised by governments globally. What does that mean for an investor? So what we are trying to do here is to link all these small components of the financial markets into a course, so that you are not just a trader or an analyst, but you are also a complete finance professional. Think like a investor. So we'll take you through macro thinking, so how the global events are happening, then to micro analysis also, that how a company functions, how can various events impact financials of a company, and behavioral insights. Despite whatever we all know, how behavioral finance is impacted, how our behaviors impact our financial decisions. So through this, we are making you equipped for roles in asset management, which include both equity and debt and other asset classes, financial consulting, which means when we talk about big fours or investment banking units, so the advisory units of those corporates, wealth advisory, startups. So for startups, when you are going for private equity, venture capital, how you are doing the funding of those companies, as well as personal financial management. So where you can advise someone as a legitimate, as a knowledgeable professional, how you can help others manage their own finances. So this is the goal that we are trying to achieve here for you. Now let me just quickly take you through the modules and the learning outcomes one by one. So the first module is global macroeconomics and capital market expectations. So here, what you mostly learn is how the macro trends impact the investments. As I said, what is the impact of dollar appreciating against other currencies? What is the impact of crude increasing in price? Okay, what if the OPEC countries decide that we are going to reduce the production? Okay, what is the impact of interest rates on the global economy by major central banks? So how these things impact, and what we have also mentioned the topics that we are going to cover. So in this particular module, what we see is that we are going to study about GDP, so economic indicators, GDP, inflation rates, interest rates, business cycles. And please understand, these topics are not exhaustive. These topics will be modified according to our participants' profile also. Okay, so what we are trying to, so it's not a cookie cutter template where you are just getting. We'll be modifying this course according to the understanding level of the participants also, but our learning outcomes will remain the same. These are the things that we are going to teach you in this course. This will remain the same. Then how do you interpret economic indicators, right? Again, like US tariffs, how do we interpret these things? So we might know the definition, but what is the impact, especially when we are talking about portfolio decisions? The second module is investment principles and financial market. So here we understand what is the structure of the financial market, who are the investors, who are the intermediaries, what are primary markets, what are secondary markets, what are the various kinds of investment products which are available. So we'll also, in fact, talk about alternative assets in the later module. Then the third module is quantitative methods in investment analysis. Here we talk about the basic, very basic of of time value of money, how NPV, IRR, and payback calculations are done. How do you calculate risk-adjusted returns? So what do these things tell us? These things allow us to take more informed decisions, so that we are able to manage our money and others' money in a more beneficial manner after adjusting for risk. So what you get to know here is know the return per unit of risk to compare investments. Okay, so when you are done with this module, you will be able to tell people whether cryptocurrency, how much risk does that currency has, cryptocurrency has, and whether it is the right product for the right profile of people or not. Okay, then we dived in detail into the financial statement analysis. So even if you are not from a finance background, but we'll take you through the intricacies of financial statements. So balance sheet, income statement and cash flow statement, the ratios, how they are calculated, what is the impact of DuPont analysis. So all these things basically make us educated about how to read a company's or a corporation's financial statements and how to identify the red flags. Okay, So what we want to understand is whether there are any frauds which we can identify, any things, management doing any hanky-panky things, whether we should be going forward with the investment decision or not based on the red flags. In the fifth module, we study about the instruments, financial instruments, basically equity, fixed income, and hybrid. So here we talk in detail about equity valuation, one of the favorite topics of students who are enthusiastic about investment banking. How bonds are priced, what is the impact of yields on bond prices, what is duration, what is convexity. So one is interest rate risk, one is market risk. And then we also talk about some hybrid instruments like preferred shares, which is preference capital, as well as convertible bonds like compulsory convertible debentures, so on and so forth. Then in the next module, we dive into alternative investment. This is one of the very interesting areas coming up in finance. We all must be aware of, we have heard of investment trust, real estate investment trust, infrastructure investment trust, hedge funds, private equity funds, commodity funds, fund of funds. So all these, basically, these are the now in these have already been existing in the developed countries, but now gradually they are taking place even in the developing countries as well. So we'll understand what is the roles and what are the risks involved in these alternatives. Okay. Why they are called alternatives? Because they are not directly controlled. They are controlled by the governments through the regulators, but they don't fall into the category of equity or debt. Okay. Then how do we value these alternative investments? What are the risks which are involved? The next is the portfolio theory and asset allocation. So basically, once we have the foundation about how valuation is done, how financial statements are read, what are the various return ratios, valuation techniques. Now we construct a portfolio basis the risk and the return. So how should we construct it? What is the impact of individual risk on the portfolio risk, individual return on the portfolio return? We also get into the nitty-gritties of CAPM, which is the capital asset pricing model, one of the foundations of modern finance. Then in the next module of investment policy statement and client profiling, we talk about as a financial advisor. What should be the investment policy statement state if you are a financial advisor and if you are advising someone as a corporate or even as a individual. Then what are the elements of the investment policy statement? How do you assess the risk profile of each investor whom you are advising? What is the difference between institutional as well as individual profiles? So for example, if a corporate comes to you that we want to, you handle our surplus cash and you invest it. So how do you assess that versus, say, for example, a CEO comes to you and they tell you that you handle my money. So what is the difference between individual as well as institutional clients? What we have to achieve in this session is that we have to match the client's needs to suitable investment strategies. So it should not be every client wants that, they want to get the best of the returns, but that's not our criteria. We have to understand how much is the risk appetite they have, what are the goals, when do they require those monies, and basis that we suggest what is the best strategy for them. Then in the next module, we talk about human behavior. After getting the entire foundation of investment management, you will get to understand how our behaviors, how our silly behaviors impact our investment decision. What are the biases? Okay, so you must have heard that so many people, X percentage of people lose money in the stock markets. But why? Why do people lose money in the stock markets when they already have so much of knowledge? So we'll talk about those biases. Okay, we'll also talk about why we take emotional decisions instead of rational decisions. And how do these help us? They help us in managing the irrational investor behavior. How can we control it? How can we advise them? Then next comes the risk management and the portfolio protection. So now we will get to know how the investments are analyzed. We created a portfolio. We understood the investment behavior also. But what is the crucial part is how we protect ourselves. So where do we draw the line? How do we manage the risk which will still be there? So what are the type of investment risk? What are the tools that we are going to use? How to assess this risk, and how can we hedge? Hedge means protection against risk. How can we do that? Okay. Then in the second last module, we'll talk about the portfolio construction and strategy execution. So basis all the above 10 modules, we'll try to create a practical portfolio. Okay. By using the approach which can be top down and bottom up both. So what are the difference in these approaches and which is more suitable for us? We'll also understand about ETFs here and how they can be utilized in creating a sound portfolio. And in the last, which is the most important ultimately for any investment professional, or I'll say any finance professional, is the ethics and the rules laid down by the governments globally. So what are those ethics which we have to follow as investment when we are taking investment decisions? What are our duties? What are our duties? Where can there be a conflict of interest? If you want to see conflict of interest, I suggest you see the movie Wall Street, the new one, not the one which came in the 90s. So you'll see where brokers are given higher markup on suggesting some poor stocks. So that is conflict of interest. Okay. So and governments are very serious about them. Every day new rules are coming in to protect investors' interest. And we have to be credible, sound, dependable investment professionals. So that this module is very important. So what are the overall professional benefits when you complete this course? Okay. And this is sort of a barometer for us also, that were we able to impart all these benefits to you or not? So one is the strategic insight, how the global, how the financial machinery is working. How can something happening in Taiwan impact something in US, which is in the third continent? So how are these events anyway related? And ultimately, how are they impacting the investment portfolios? Then strong analytical foundation. Analysis means to break up. Definition meaning of analysis is to break up. Break up means to break up into smaller pieces and understand them. So the modules second, third, and fourth are going to lay down a very strong foundation to make you sound analysts. Then diversification and asset mastery, which we are going to understand more through the module 5 and 6. Client-centric investment planning will be done through investment policy statement, which we just discussed a little back, done in module 8. Then advanced portfolio management, including CAPM, which will be done in module 7 to 11, 7, 11, and 10. So basically, there will be some bits and pieces of, some of the topics in other modules also. This is just a primary guide for you, that which modules are focused on which learning outcomes. Behavioral competence, again, very important for an investment professional to understand, is will be studied in module 9. Again, if you want to study about behavioral competence, go watch George Soros videos on YouTube. You will get a very good idea about them. We are going to cover them in a lot of detail. So I'm really excited to share that stuff with you. Then the regulatory adherence, which is very important for investment professional, will be done in module 12. Now, there are certain, being into training for such a long time, I have sort of developed some very simple, very basic, human techniques of teaching. So first, I'll try to use very simple language and and real world examples. Enough of bookish concepts, and not that we are going to every time come on Warren Buffett or George Soros for our examples. We'll try to have as much as real, recent, and very simple way of understanding the concepts. It will be a mix of theory, because we need to lay down a foundation first for you to understand. Then cases, stories, and logic. Why logic? Because ultimately all of these things will make sense only when we start using logic. Otherwise, we will just be doing a post-mortem of the past cases which have happened. Logic is how we can derive at the good decisions for us in the future. Okay. Then I will always discourage rote learning. We don't need to cram. We don't need to cram formulas. Okay. We just need to understand. You don't just need to know the what, need to know the why and the how also. Okay. If I tell you about debt equity ratio, if I talk to you about leverage, if I talk to you about liquidity, what does that mean? It's enough, it's not enough to just learn a formula of current ratio is current assets upon current liabilities. That is not enough. that way we'll just be, something like a high school student, but we want to become certified investment management professional. For that, we need to understand, we should be able to deploy that knowledge. So my focus is that you should not be only concerned about learning the formulas and do well in your assignments. I highly encourage, I am laying a lot of stress on this. I highly encourage mistakes, questions, and alternative viewpoints. You don't need to agree to everything which is being taught to you. You should challenge, you should think why this particular thing has happened, why we are not looking at this the other way. I did not understand this. Okay, you are part of this course. You have the very right to bring forth your observations, your viewpoints, your questions, and there is no foolish questions. Let me tell you, I have trained in more than 3 countries and 4 countries. I'm telling you, there is no foolish question at all. The only foolish thing is when you don't speak up, when you are given a chance. What is my expectation from you in this course, or World Academy? What do we expect from you in this course? First, that you join on time and you pay attention. I will highly appreciate that you are there with your notebooks, with your pens, with your any other thing that you require. You are sitting in front of your laptop or your mobile or whichever device you are taking the class from. You have opened up your camera so that I can also see you. I don't want to talk to only faces, names. I want to see you. Okay. I want to know what is your body language. That is only possible when you open up your cameras. So whenever we are having a class, please come well prepared. I want you to be very actively participate. Okay. Then timely submission of assignments. We all are grown-ups here. We don't need to be reminded about timelines time and again. You have to submit this, you have to submit that. We all are grown-ups. Then you have to come prepared. For example, whatever we have studied in the last session, last module, you have to come prepared. You have to go through it. Bring any doubts that you have, bring any viewpoint that you have in the next class. You are most welcome to discuss those also. And lastly, be curious and open-minded, and also respectful to others' opinion. So this is what I expect from the students. Thank you so much for listening to me. I'll end my presentation here. Thank you.